Marcus Jackman. I'm the pastor at Copper Hills Church in Harriman, Utah. This is Gleanings, feasting on the Word of God in the margins of everyday life. It's a beautiful morning, and the sun is shining, as you can tell, off my brilliant bald head. But I wanted to consider something. We're in the bleeding edge of construction of one of the fastest growing communities in the nation. And while they're building full time, I could hear the crews even early in the morning. The framers are working, the trade trucks are pulling in. Even as they build as fast as is humanly possible, the prices still go up because the supply cannot meet the demand. And we've earned a lot of equity just by living in this house for a year. Made a lot of equity, pretend money, but it's still nicer than making no money. And it made me think about not just the price of what it is to build a house, but what is its value? What is the cost it would take to get into a home? It's rising quickly. That made me think real value is determined, in part at least, not by the objective cost of lumber, but by what someone is willing to pay for it. As I understand, that's just an economic reality. Value and price are set, in part at least, by what somebody is willing to pay. That made me think about Christ's sacrifice. In Ephesians 2, verses 14 to 16, he says, "He himself is our peace, who has made us both one and has broken down in his flesh the dividing wall of hostility, by abolishing the law of commandments expressed in ordinances, that he might create in himself one new man in place of the two, so making peace, and might reconcile us both to God in one body through the cross, thereby killing the hostility." What is the cost that was paid there? It's the cross. So what is the value of our unity? How is that determined? It's also seen in the cross. Yesterday, our brother Ray brought the word speaking about our unity from Acts and Pentecost, looking back to the Tower of Babel, and seeing the precious unity that we are called to. And it made me think the cost of that unity, the cost paid for that unity, shows us how precious it is. So the question for me and for you is to really just meditate for a moment and really own the value of peace between sisters and brothers that is set by the price that was paid for it. Meditate on the cross, what it cost to bring us peace with God and peace with each other. Let's meditate on that. And then to honestly ask ourselves, who is the last person you would like the Lord to put you into unity with? You might have a name, or you might have a political allegiance that would determine the last person you'd like to be in unity with. Compare their wrongness, and I'm sure it's substantial. Compare their wrongness, however, with the wrongs that you and I have done against the Holy Lord, and see the price that was paid to make us one. And if Christ's sacrifice is enough to reconcile me to God, it's enough to reconcile me to you, and you to me, and for us to have peace. Because that's how beautiful and how valuable it is to the Lord, and that's how precious the cross is. Go in his grace and peace. I hope yours is also a beautiful day today. I pray that you would understand that the price that was paid for you was so great, but what it offers you in peace with each other, but especially in peace with God, is from our end even greater. Bless you today.